At 9,000 a.m. on August 1st, 2012, one company's deploy went so wrong, it lost $10 million a minute. Knight Capital's new code went live on the New York Stock Exchange, and within 60 seconds, it was firing millions of orders nobody asked for. 45 minutes from now, $460 million will be gone, and one of Wall Street's biggest firms will be dying. And the cause? One server out of 8 that a technician forgot. Every system fails. This is the story of how. Knight Capital wasn't some startup. It traded $3 billion of stock every single day. $400 million in the bank, 1,000 employees, 17 years of history. T-minus 45 minutes to all of it. The story starts a week earlier with a deploy. NYSE was launching a program called the Retail Liquidity Program, and Knight had written new code for its order router, a system called SMARS. A technician copied the new code to Knight's 8 production servers, by hand, one server at a time. He missed one. No checklist, no second engineer reviewing the deploy, no automated check that 8 servers were running the same software. 7 servers had the new code. Server 8 was still running the past. And here is the decision that turned a bad deploy into a catastrophe. The new code reused an old feature flag. That flag used to activate a function called PowerPeg, dead code, retired in 2003 but never deleted. PowerPeg had one job, keep buying and selling until a parent order was filled. In 2005, the code that counted those fills was moved, which means PowerPeg could still trade. It just could no longer tell when to stop. If you've ever ignored a noisy alert, you know exactly what happens next. At 8,001 that morning, 90 minutes before the open, Knight's own systems flagged the broken server. By name, it said PowerPeg. 97 people got that email. 97 people. And not one of them acted because it wasn't an alert. It was just informational email. 9,030. The market opens. Retail orders tagged with the reuse flag hit all 8 servers. 7 route them correctly. Server 8 wakes up PowerPeg. It starts machine gunning child orders into the market with no memory of what's been filled. By 9,034, NYSE is on the phone. Something is very wrong at Knight. Knight's engineers can see the flood. Money is bleeding out of the firm faster than anyone in history has ever lost it. What they can't see is why. So they made the worst possible guess, that the NEW code was the problem. They rolled it back on the 7 healthy servers. Now all 8 servers were running the code that couldn't stop. 10.5, SMARS is finally shut down. The damage? Over 4 million executions in 104 stocks. $3.5 billion of stock Knight never meant to buy. $3 billion it never meant to sell. A $460 million loss against $365 million in the bank. Knight survived the week only by selling itself, piece by piece, a rescue financing that wiped out most shareholders, then a merger that erased the company's name. The SEC fined Knight $12 million, not for losing money, but for lacking the risk controls the market access rule had required all along. The headlines called it a glitch, a rogue algorithm, high-frequency trading run amok. All wrong. The new code worked. PowerPeg worked. It did exactly what it was built to do in 2003 forever because the part that told it to stop had been moved. Nothing malfunctioned that morning. Every piece of software did precisely what it was told. That's what makes it terrifying. The lessons are almost boring, and that's the point. Delete dead code. Automate deploys. Never roll back on a guess. Knight didn't have a trading problem. It had an engineering hygiene problem, priced at $10 million a minute. The postmortem is public. The lesson rarely is. I'm Sev. See you at the next incident.